Yes, we are live. What is going on YouTube?
Yo, yo, yo.
What's up, beehole?
Oh, that's terrible.
What's going on, everyone? Thank you for tuning in on today's episode of Mixed Media, episode 13.
Episode 13.
Oh,
Wow.
yeah.
Look at us.
13 episodes deep. It's not a lot, but hey, at least we're doing the show.
Yeah, I mean, we take time out of our days to set these up, and I'm excited that we're still going strong.
True.
Our times have been a little wonky, but we're getting there.
True. And then not to mention, it's not like we have all three of these monsters set up at all times. Otherwise, I think it would be a little bit different.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, welcome to today's show. Super excited to sort of jump into today's episode. I'll let you take it away since this is sort of your expertise, not mine.
Yeah, if this is your first time watching, I'm Ariana Villalon, and you are?
And I am live with Enrique.
And welcome to, this is going to be about painting.
Yeah, this episode's about painting. I'm super excited. It's not going to be your typical episode, that's for sure.
Yeah, we got a little surprise like mid-end of the show, so stay tuned. Please stick with us.
Yeah.
Well, starting off, I thought it'd be good to give a brief and simple definition of painting. And here it says it's the practice of applying paint, pigment, color, or other medium to a solid surface, which is called the matrix or support. So your canvas.
Or your pottery.
Yeah, anything really.
Fabric.
Yeah. It's definitely open to all types of mediums. In art, the term painting describes both the act and the result of the action.
Hold on. Let's take a couple steps
I know,
back.
I had to read that over.
What?
I was like, wow.
Wow, that's deep. Read it to me one more time.
In art, the term painting describes both the act and the result of the action.
The act,
which is painting.
And the result of the action, which is the paint.
Yeah.
Or painting.
Yeah. But it's a painting.
I'm just mind blown right now. Wow, that was so beautiful. That was very well put.
Right? I was just like, oh, that's true.
That's so beautiful. Wow. Okay. I wish my art was that cool. Photography.
Aw. Photography?
Photography. No, it's the art in which you capture light.
Yeah. No, I was trying to make it like sound cooler.
So that's so you didn't even search that up. You're telling me you made that up on the spot?
No, this is off of online.
Okay. That's what I was gonna say.
I'm not that wise.
All right, cool. What else you got?
So I thought, we went into what is painting. Well, what styles and techniques, or types of painting are there? The most known is oil painting. It's a common painting that I think artists across the world use.
Mm-hmm.
Under that would be watercolor painting, pastel painting, charcoal drawing, colored pencil, pencil sketch, and ink painting.
Charcoal pencil sketch. And
no, just charcoal drawing.
Charcoal drawing.
Colored pencil. Pencil sketch.
Those are all considered painting.
Mm-hmm.
Something's not right about that. I thought drawing was drawing and painting was painting.
Yeah, I mean, these are some of the techniques,
I guess,
and styles.
Yeah, and
because it said applying paint, obviously, because it comes from the word painting, but pigment, color, or other medium to a solid surface. So you're taking your colored pencils to your canvas, which is essentially your solid surface.
Yeah, that just blew my mind. Okay, yeah.
I know, because when you think of painting, you think it's just, oil paint or acrylic.
Acrylic, yeah, that's
you never
one
really
of the more
think
popular
of
ones.
Colored pencil. I'd say charcoal. I had experience with charcoal drawing in college.
Right.
Actually, my mom hung up my charcoal drawing and framed it at her house. So It's in the
That's love right there.
Yeah, I think it's in my brother's room or in the sala. I forgot.
It's in your brother's room.
Yeah, and I remember our teacher just put a bunch of objects in the center of the table, like randomly,
Yeah.
and he's just like, stand where you find objects interesting, and you're gonna draw that.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so I was just like, okay, and I remember I
Wow.
had like a tiger, I think a ball, and I think a vase in the back or something.
And there was like cloth in a shoe or something like that.
Yeah, a shoe. Yeah, I think it was a shoe.
A
Oh my
heel.
god, that was so hard.
Yeah.
'Cause I'm still working on my shadows. 'Cause I tend to keep my artwork very like what's the word? Flat. My drawings are very flat, which is I usually just use one color for like the hair, the face, the lips, the eyes, the cheeks. But I want to familiarize myself with giving, how you said earlier, my work depth, more dimension to it. And that's when shadows and light come in, but I'm
highlights.
Still like, yeah, so and highlights, yeah.
Yeah, that's crazy. Yeah, and I've actually really loved how you've been practicing sort of by taking examples of which you find on the internet and sort of apply it to your own drawings, you know. And I actually thought that was cool 'cause you're not using instructional photos or videos. You're just looking at references of photos or other animations, and you apply those same shadows to your drawings. And I'm just like, whoa. Like
sometimes I feel though that it doesn't make any sense
okay.
because it's not actually what's the term? It's not I'm not really keeping in mind of the actual lighting. You know what I mean?
Oh, like, you're not keeping in mind the direction of the lights.
Yeah. Oh. I kind of just find a like you said, like a photo or a reference of you know, a face being with shadows in it, and I just kind of duplicate that with mine.
Yeah.
And sometimes their face is like turned or it's not like straight on like how usually I draw them. So sometimes I feel it kind of get lost in translation, but I kind of adjust it as I go. For me though, as an artist, I have to look at things still to draw them. It's rare that I just kind of draw something out of nowhere. There is always some type of reference when I start working on a project.
And it's funny because I used to draw.
Yeah.
I used to draw, but the way I drew actually was completely different. What I would have is like the picture, and then I would have like a light underneath the picture, and then with tracing paper I would go over it. And then I would do it again on with the tracing paper. I would then go over it with pen, but on top of the actual paper that I'm going to start drawing on. So I see the indent on the paper, and then I'm really bad 'cause I know you're not supposed to do this, but I would like sketch like this, the lines, as opposed to one solid line.
Oh, okay.
And from there, that's when I would like, after I've confidently have like the shape, then I would go ahead and do one continuous line and trace those little small sketches out, erase whatever like indents I made or whatever the case may be. And then from there, I would add like shadows. For me, my worst was probably highlights. Like I absolutely suck with highlights, but I just gave up.
Yeah, right. Because it does get frustrating, but like you always have that one project. Because I think I even had it in high school where we had to draw a circle and you had to shade it. So one at the bottom was really dark.
Yeah.
One side was really dark and the other part was really light. I had so much issues with that. Like it's terrible. Yeah. But going back to painting, I actually am not that familiar. As you can tell, our conversation kind of went astray to drawing. But I did do painting in college, and I remember another one that we did was a canvas, and we had to draw squares. It was kind of like a chart of little squares, and we had to fill each square with a different color, and you could do it like by gradient, maybe a darker brown into the mid brown to a light brown. Like you could really go with whatever theme you wanted. And I think I just did like random colors.
Yeah.
But I remember doing that painting, and it was actually kind of like, it wasn't smooth. It had texture to it, which I thought was really interesting because you could make the painting the oil painting thick. So it kind of came out of the canvas a little if you kept adding on paint to it. I remember
Mm.
I did that painting. But other than that, the reason why I think I deter away from painting is I feel like if I don't like something, it's hard for me to undo that mistake versus drawing on Photoshop or drawing with a pencil. So I think that's one of the reasons why painting I'm still kind of nervous, because I feel like I won't be able to fix my mistake and I'm just going to be unhappy with it. I don't know how you feel.
No, that's how I was. And I remember I'm like, no, I always have to draw with pencil and not pen, because with pen, that's permanent. You can't erase pen.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
And I remember
well, they have
seeing,
those erasable pens.
well, they do, but I
But
don't
those
like.
aren't really.
Yeah,
No,
those
yeah.
aren't quality ink, you know.
Yeah.
And I remember seeing a couple videos, like even on TikTok too. I saw like a guy making fun of like how you draw with pen, and then he like shows his pen, and then he's like, "Stop being a baby and draw."
Oh.
Yeah, and it's
Wow.
true, because I mean, you need to be confident in failures or making mistakes, because that's a part of
true.
life too.
Yeah.
You know, you're gonna make mistakes, but I'm on the same boat in a sense where like I was always comfortable with sketching and not painting, because with paintings, like you said, I feel like it's hard to go back from that mistake. You know, obviously I didn't study painting. I didn't take, when I was in college, I didn't really take a
A
art,
class.
yeah, an art history class or anything like that. But I did always love, like, what was our technically, what was our first date? Oh, well, that was Valentine. But what
Oh.
was the like technical first date?
Well, we went to the museum. the art
Exactly,
museum.
the Art Institute in
Art
Chicago.
Institute, Yep.
So for me, it's just like I love looking at the paintings and sort of admiring what the you know, what the artist did with this canvas. But at the same time, sometimes I still struggle like taking away from it, like what was he feeling, or what was he or she feeling, you know. And sometimes I have to ask myself those questions when I'm looking at those paintings. Never do I like sort of analyze the painting in a way where I'm just like, oh, look at the kind of brush strokes, or like, oh, look at the mix of colors. Like I enjoy the painting and take it for face value and take it for what it is.
Oh yeah, I definitely agree with you. I definitely think I'm more of I enjoy viewing paintings
Mm-hmm.
more than actually doing them myself. But I feel like today's day and age, there are even more different techniques, 'cause it was always kind of like you draw a person. This is how the person looks like. You draw a house or like a sun, very like everyday objects.
Yeah.
But now you see like people those spinning techniques that people do.
Or when they have like the
they're
canvas
hanging,
spinning and
yeah,
then
they're
they hang the
hanging
paint.
and they're like tossing it back and forth or like spinning
That's
it.
more abstract.
Oh yeah, but I mean,
There's
it's
so many
still,
types
like,
of like
yeah,
painting,
I feel like
like
it's
realism,
Mhm.
surrealism, abstract painting. Those are just like the bare basics, but you know, I'm not an
like you
expert.
just put
so
your fingertips, you dip your hands into the paint. And
yeah,
it's
there's
like
finger painting. Yeah,
finger painting.
yo, that's crazy. When I found out that this woman made millions, but I mean millions of money for just painting with her fingers, finger painting, that just blew my mind. I'm just like, yo, you can really literally do anything you want. Like,
I definitely
there
agree.
you can
There are
break
no
any rules.
There's
Yeah, when
no
it comes to art,
rules.
yeah. And that's
No.
something that I like, I'm still uncomfortable with as an artist. Like, I'm not afraid to say it. Like, as an artist, sometimes I fear breaking those rules, because a lot of times I'm not aware of some rules that we're supposed to do as artists, you know.
But at the end of the day, I mean, it's a pro and a con when you're looking at other artists' work, because it's just kind of like, wow, this looks so amazing.
Right.
I have to do it this way so it can look like this. But I feel like if you're really passionate about it and like just go with it, like like there are no rules. There's no right or wrong. It's
Right.
just like just make something and
Exactly.
don't compare it to anyone else's, 'cause you are obviously gonna give a different perspective than the other artists.
Right. And
so.
what's that phrase? Comparison is the thief of all joy, or something like
Yeah,
that.
definitely. 'Cause everyone has their own journey. There's some people who can commit more time to practice, and that's what shows through
Yeah.
in your work, is that it's such a beautiful artwork, is because how much time have they put in.
Yeah.
And once you get a flow going, you're also going to get there too.
Yeah.
But I always feel like original work is like the best, like of course you can take reference from other things, but make it your own. Don't follow the crowd. You make the next trend coming on, or just make anything that you enjoy.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah, it was perfectly, or not perfectly, but that was really well said. And like, I completely agree, 'cause everyone's ultimately at the end of the day going to have their own perspective and their own take on things, and it's important to, have your own thoughts and your own perspective and sort of take of it what you will, essentially, and
Yeah.
go from there.
I mean, don't you feel like the majority of people are a little bit more afraid to paint than to do any other type of medium? I feel
Yeah.
like it.
Yeah.
'Cause it's like you feel like as though you have to follow certain steps or has to look a certain way. But it's just like doodling. Like, just let your mind run, look at things and just go ahead and paint. And if you mess up, then, for next time,
Yeah,
you know?
exactly.
So,
Why don't we jump into what you have here on our little document? I would love to sort of share with the audience.
So I set something up here. I was curious as to what Enrique's we don't really talk about painting that
Because
much.
we go to museums, but we go more so to like it's like an interactive museum. What do you call it when it's like
kind of like Wander, right?
yeah, wander or
Yeah, I
happy
say
place
like an interactive exhibit.
exhibit. There you go.
Yeah.
It's more of an exhibit. We've gone. I go more to the Art Institute, but only you and I have gone as a couple like twice.
Yeah.
We need to go more. To be
Oh
honest.
my God, guys, highly recommend. If it's open, I am not sure, but look up Wander. It's
Chicago.
Wander Chicago.
It's WNDR.
Yep.
Yep. But you know what? Let's jump right into it. Before we actually start sharing your screen, do you want to get started on what we're gonna do?
Oh, well, we're a little surprised.
Yeah. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we're taking today's episode.
Literally.
Yeah, literally. So on today's episode, we will be painting.
Here you go.
Thank you.
I DIY'd a little easel for Enrique.
This is true. This is just the outside of a notebook. And, you got some water. Perfect. Let's scoot these laptops just to the side just a little bit. Yeah, knowing our luck, we're going to be like, whoa! Noise.
Here, let me flip this over.
And at the end of the show, we'll go ahead and reveal what we painted as we sort of further discuss this episode.
Got mine here.
Nice. And that's everything, right?
Yeah.
All right, cool. So before we start painting, let's go ahead and show or go ahead and complete this sharing. And then once we share what we need to, we can go ahead and jump in.
Oh, okay. So, as I was saying earlier, I wanted to know what paintings and painters
what paintings we were interested in.
Yeah, what paintings we were interested, just to see kind of like if we have a certain style or preference.
Mm-hmm.
So here you see the first two sets. I'm pretty sure you guys are very familiar with these.
Two of them are Van Gogh.
Wow. Yeah.
Very basic.
Here, let me scroll down a little bit. So the top two are actually some of my favorite paintings. And the first one is Vincent van Gogh, Starry Night.
Starry Night. Can you expand the image for the people?
I don't think I can. Can I zoom in? Oh.
There you go.
Nice.
Beautiful.
Can you guys see that? Oh, there we go. Perfect. And then the second one was by Japanese artist Hokusai Katsuushika. Sorry if I butcher that. Which is known as the Great Wave.
The Great Wave.
These are the first two that came to mind for me.
Mm-hmm.
I noticed that I like the color blue. I use blue a lot in my paintings, or not my paintings, in my drawings. 'Cause I think it makes me feel calm. It makes me feel like I have control over things. Although now that I'm looking at them, these are very kind of out of control, which is kind of interesting. It's kind of like yin and yang.
Yeah.
And I connect with that very much. I do believe that you have to have some type of chaos with structure. And I think that's why I'm drawn to these two types of painting, because their style is so is so original, especially with Starry Night. I
Mhm.
just love the way that he went ahead and started the painting like that. And just the way that the colors kind of just flow together. It's just so different. It's just nothing that I've ever seen, you know?
Yeah. Yeah, I agree. I love
It's just so, like,
it goes to show though you love blue. You love
I really
cool
do.
tone paintings or
Cool tone. Yes.
cool tone.
I
That's what you
love-
wanted our wedding to be too.
I did. Yeah, I
You
was
did.
very, like, adamant, like, okay, maybe a little bit warm tone, but no, we're going to do cool tone.
She said a little bit warm tone, but not really.
And I'm not even a water sign, I don't think.
No, I don't think
No.
so.
But I definitely would be water sign.
Yeah, yeah. I love these, and actually, I love the Great Wave. There's been a couple of artists. I was actually looking to send you the article, but there's an artist, a photographer, that was bringing global warming and climate change to people's attention by recreating this painting with
Mhm.
bottled waters, and he took a photo of it.
Oh, wow.
It was
You have
so
to show me
beautiful.
it.
I know. I wish I could show the audience too, but it was absolutely beautiful how a painting can inspire a photographer and inspire such an impactful message that he recreated this painting in a form of a photograph.
And that's what I think art is about, is like, putting your work on a platform, not only to showcase, your progress, but to influence other artists or even art or people who don't even think they're artists. 'Cause I feel like everyone is an artist,
Yeah.
to put their perspective out there, and hopefully it can make some type of change,
Yeah.
whether it be bigger or whether it be small or big.
Mm-hmm.
But I just remembered the Great Wave. Actually, I have printed on my sneakers, aren't they Nike? On my Air Force. So I wanted
That is so true. You
Yeah, I do
have
have
them
them
on
on
your Air
there.
Force Ones. You have them professionally made.
yeah. I wanted to get some Air Force.
Yo, that
ones.
blows my mind. That is so true. Yo, that is so dope.
It just
though.
resonates with me.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I
I
can see
just
that.
completely forgot about that. But yeah, it's just
That's
amazing.
so cool.
Yeah, like I can literally just put it on my feet, and it's just kind of like a piece of artwork.
Yeah.
It's
Agreed.
awesome.
Yeah.
All right, so let's scroll down. I was actually surprised at these. I was
Really?
like, oh, okay, I can see.
Yeah,
it.
so I mean another one's Van Gogh, but I feel like Van Gogh is such like a household name. Like it's so known around the world. Like, Van Gogh, you know who he is. He's a painter. But if you say like who's another famous painter, like John it starts with an S. I forgot his last name, but
Oh.
People who aren't familiar with, I feel like that would have been a little bit cooler. But
Someone more low key,
yeah,
not well known.
yeah. But I have a lot of famous paintings that I truly love. I remember in art class, I think it was like 8th grade, so at the end of middle school or the beginning of high school, we had to sketch out one of our favorite paintings, and this one, the Van Gogh one, really resonated with me because I was like, ooh, I would love to go to Paris and just be out at night and looking at like cafes or sitting at a cafe and ready to take a picture at any moment. And that's why I chose this, is because this is something that I've dreamt of,
Yeah, it's very like casual. You know what it reminds me of, and I don't know. Sometimes I can't explain the thoughts that I have in my head, but just go
Mhm.
with it. It reminds me of jazz.
It does, doesn't it? Because I feel like there's such, like, if you look at the top right, it's so heavy on cool tone, and that's because it's dark, it's night, and it looks like Starry Night, which I absolutely love. Like, it's
Oh,
a
yeah.
continuation of that
Mhm.
story.
Maybe like a different perspective and angle.
In the same night,
Yeah.
I know, and I
Mhm.
love that. And then I love the complete contrast of like the highlights from the yellow and the green that was added in the building. Like, it looks like realism, but at the same time, it looks like
It's kind of abstract.
it's kind of abstract, exactly. And I love how artists do this, because there's been other arts, Procreate artists, or maybe
Oh,
painters, maybe
yeah.
I guess we want to call them. I've shown you a couple images on their Instagram. I don't know if I showed you like this guy who's like doing parkour or like sitting at the edge of a building, and the building was like nothing but black and shadows, and it was like a pink image.
Okay, I think.
Do you remember?
Yeah.
It's like the lines didn't touch. Like, same with the wires. If you look at the top left of the building, the lines don't touch at the end of the edge of the building.
I
Like,
see that.
it's
It's
like
kind of
a
incomplete, but
it was an effortless effort.
yeah, it's very raw.
Exactly. And that's
It's
how
not
I
perfect.
feel.
It's
Right.
imperfectly perfect.
And I just love the balance of warmth and cool, you know, and I love how like I don't know, it feels like familiar in a sense where I feel like I've been here before almost, you know.
It's definitely it's definitely tells a story, and I know that
Yeah.
hits big with you 'cause you like art pieces that tell a story. And
Yeah.
you kind of add to it, you know? It's just enough, and then you kind of are able to interact with it and continue
Right.
it.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then the
Love it.
reason why I chose the Son of Man was because I feel like the story is incomplete.
Right? Oh my god. So we saw an image, and that got me thinking. Yeah, 'cause I was just like, at first when I saw it, I was just like, this apple is on his face. Even though I know it's not, even though it's not possible, but that's literally what I thought.
I'm like, why did the artist choose not to show his face? Was he taking a portrait of someone near like the ocean or the lake and then later on decided to throw on the apple? Was it a mistake and then from there he's like, wait, what if I just add an apple?
And he's really well dressed.
Right. And I'm just so confused and it's so beautiful. I love how
I love it though.
I love how it does it looks like obviously it is a cloudy day in this painting. But it still looks like a beautiful day, one that's
Like a gloomy day.
right, not like well, that's what I'm saying. Like obviously in the painting, he painted a gloomy day, but it feels like a day that is common to us, you know.
Oh yeah.
Because when we're our most happiest, we notice the sun shining. We notice the big beautiful clouds. We see the bright blue skies. But then when we're sad, we notice the weather. Oh, it's the wind chill. Or it's cloudy,
but
or it's like rainy. But
I feel
you know
like
what I mean?
you and I like we embrace those gloomy days. I love
those gloomy days, absolutely. But what I'm saying is like this is a mixture of like a familiar day where your emotions aren't attached to the day.
Okay.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. Now
so you're not being affected by the weather, or you're not noticing the weather. It's just perfect. Because if you look at down below towards the right hand corner, there's a bunch of shadows, but at the top there's it's highlighted. His outfit is highlighted, and so is his face.
Oh yeah, and the apple too.
Right.
Is that even an apple?
I think it's an apple.
Right.
But anyways, I just love how it's unfinished, and it's funny 'cause we found a meme or like a continuation of the story, but obviously it wasn't by.
I don't think this is the actual artist.
No, it wasn't done by Renee. It was done by a different artist. But I love how it told a story. Go ahead, show it.
Oh my god, I'm not laughing because he got hit with an apple. It just like I was mind blown 'cause it's just like I didn't even think about what if this was just a moment in time that was captured like with a camera, but what really happened was that an apple was being thrown at him. and he just chose this specific scene where it's right on his face.
Yeah, go on.
Oh, milk. So I thought this was it was so humorous. It was hilarious. It made me think and look at the painting a lot different than what I did in the beginning. And I love that because it's just like
it puts a whole new perspective to the painting, you know what I mean? I love that. But yeah, why don't we continue the conversation and do what we're going to do 'cause we're already running way behind.
All right.
Are you ready? I'm nervous. So, I don't want you to tell me what you're going to paint. I'm not going to tell you what to paint. But not only are we going to reveal it to the audience, we'll go ahead and reveal it to each other. How does that sound?
Okay.
Cool.
Okay.
I'm going to start off with black. But why don't we continue the topic? Or do you...
I'm going to pull up a reference to help me, okay? Sorry if that's cheating.
I don't think it's cheating per se, but it's kind of cheating.
Okay, so I thought another great thing was...
Do you want me to share?
What do you mean?
What you're painting, or do you just want to wait to reveal it to the audience?
Oh, no, we're going to wait.
Okay.
Oh, you're going to... Is this... I wanted
And we're using acrylic paint today, ladies and gentlemen, if you must know.
I don't want to pour too much 'cause I don't want to waste it. I'm not sure even what colors you're going to use.
I already know I'm going to use a lot of black.
I thought, we're in a pandemic. I think picking up painting would be an awesome hobby. Not to be serious with it and just have fun with it. But I looked up and, I was just like, was something that we can talk about, continue to talk about. And I found benefits of painting so that you guys can be encouraged to maybe take it up, because it doesn't cost too much to pick up just a few colors. And these brushes, I think they cost me like less than $5. I only got a few though, because as you can see, I don't really paint. So literally only have like 5 brushes. And even if you don't have like a proper
Thank you. Thank you so much. Oh, go ahead. Sorry.
painting canvas. Even if you don't have a proper painting canvas, like on anything really, there's no excuses.
Yeah. Yeah, I feel like, and it's crazy because I don't want to give too much of your business away, but I know that you yourself, obviously we've told the audience before that, you're involving yourself in an art form like embroidery, and you also wanted to incorporate painting into your embroidery. Everything can be an art. Yes, you're absolutely right. I agree.
Oh, are you reading? Is there people in the chat?
Yeah.
Oh, cool. Yeah, I think I definitely don't want to be afraid of painting. So yeah, I mean, do you want me to reveal my idea? Or
I mean, it's your business. It's your idea. It doesn't matter because other people are, I'm pretty sure, thought of this idea. There's millions upon billions of people across the world, so I'm pretty sure it's been
not
attempted.
Something new.
Yeah. Well, I'm not saying it's not new, but
kidding.
It's new to us, you know.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, I've been, we went in on an embroidery machine, and I want that to lead to embroidering my own designs, but you got to purchase this program that's a little bit pricey, so it's in the works. But
a little bit pricey. It's a lot of bit pricey.
But yeah, I thought, you know what, I'm learning embroidery and I do enjoy painting, even though I'm scared. How about I incorporate the two? So essentially what I want to do is use my artwork and embroidery parts. I usually draw just women, portraits of women, and I wanted to embroider parts of her and then paint the remaining pieces of the work, so that it could be a mixed medium.
Yeah. Mixed medium. Yeah, and I think that's pretty awesome, sort of approaching, embroidery as an art form and then painting on top of the embroidery, or sort of, intertwining both mediums. I thought was such a fantastic idea of, experimenting, because like I'm not familiar of anyone doing that. Even bigger conglomerates like Forever 21, H&M, or companies of that sort, I wasn't really aware of any company or any one higher brand as well. So like, let's say we're talking about Supreme or Louis Vuitton. Like, it's not really like something that I've ever seen before. So it's like I said, it's new to us. It might not be new somewhere else around the world, but when you brought that idea to my attention and when you said you were going to execute it, I was just like, whoa, that is amazing. That's such a great new idea,
Oh yeah.
But yeah, I also wanted to talk about like just that exactly, is painting on different mediums. So for me, I didn't really think of painting in a traditional sense, like on a canvas, although as a kid you're given a piece of paper and then some paint, and then they're like, okay, go ahead, paint away. But the paint that I was always so familiar with is because when I would go to Mexico and spend my summers there's always vases and like pots that were painted on like by hand. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah.
And that's not painting on a canvas. That's not your traditional painting. And then when I look back, I'm just like, holy crap, this is so beautiful. Like, go ahead and like sort of losing yourself in not only making this pottery, but I'm also going to touch on it with my own art, essentially. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
I
love that.
I thought that was so beautiful. I'm like, dang, I never would have thought putting paint on something like a pot or a vase or cups, because in Mexico they also have these drinks, palomas, and they're in like, you can either do it in a what looks like a bronze cup, or you can do it in these ceramic brown cups, and then they have these beautiful like paintings on it. My mom has some cups that are look similar to it, but they have sunflowers on them, and I'm like,
Aw.
wow, that's so beautiful.
Yeah, I feel like you can paint on anything. I mean, anything is a surface, really. You could paint on your hand.
Body paint, that's a whole different.
Body paint.
Yo, that is so
yes.
crazy. When I see Comic-Con, when some people are just showing up with like not really anything, they have like underwear, and like if it's a woman, then they'll have the little what do you call them? The little stickers that you put on.
Oh, like
Pasties?
pasties. Yeah,
I
pasties.
think so. Yeah, when you're not when you don't want to wear a bra or whatever. They add pasties, and then the artist goes ham on the model, and it's crazy how like people sort of, oh my gosh, this is way too much paint. This is terrible. I'm doing.
They're
a
probably
terrible
gonna be
job, ladies and
terrible, guys. It's all right.
Well, we don't have much time either, so oh my gosh. But yeah, there's so many ways of like painting. But it's funny because in the beginning of quarantine, because we felt cooped up, we're like, let's find a way to spend time together. And I remember we painted in the kitchen. Do you remember that?
Oh my god, yeah. I mean, it promotes stress relief. I think it
You were spitting some facts about painting. Why don't you go a little bit further into it?
yeah, and I was curious. I was like, why do we paint? What is it that we get from painting?
Well, it is a form of expression too.
Oh yeah, definitely. But
I feel like it definitely helps those who've dealt with trauma and like sort of can't speak on it, but will then sort of express that trauma or that pain through art like painting.
well, yeah, 'cause it was crazy when I was in my drawing class. I noticed that I drew really light, very light, and very thin lines, and it said something about me personally, is that I wasn't confident in my work versus someone who was drawing very strong and dark. They weren't afraid of making mistakes, and I was
It's
like,
funny you mentioned that. I'm painting hard and dark, but I don't feel too confident about this one.
that's interesting.
That's funny.
But I was like, whoa. I was like, yeah. I was like, I do have self-doubt with this. And I was like, oh my gosh,
Aw.
it's revealing something that I don't want people to know.
You said stop sharing my secrets.
Yeah.
That's
But so it promotes stress relief.
mm-hmm.
It expands your creative growth, which
Yes.
I definitely agree. Because you're kind of like, you got to go to that point where you're just not even thinking. You're just kind of like letting your mind go,
Yeah, I agree.
I guess it strengthens your memory.
What?
Yeah, I was like,
How though?
whoa. I'm not sure. I didn't go into that.
She said, I didn't dig into the
I'm
science,
not a
but I
doctor.
know. Not a doctor.
If anyone
Okay.
watches Brooklyn Nine-Nine. It enhances problem solving and motor skills.
Ooh, problem solving and motor skills.
Mm.
Wow. Okay. More like, what kind of motor skills?
With your hands? I think
Oh,
that
that's
painting would
true.
be a great thing to introduce to your kids.
Oh, I would love to.
'Cause
Yeah, when I
you'll
see
learn
Leah
how to
and
get
Zoe
control
painting, I'm like, wow.
over your drawing.
Yeah.
Sorry, guys.
She said, I'm losing myself in this painting.
It actually cultivates emotional growth, which I thought is really interesting. 'Cause yeah, I feel like you kind of have to be patient with it.
And with yourself.
Yeah.
And it's beautiful because, a lot of the photographers that inspire me are inspired from paintings. And I know there's this colorist that I watch. Her name is Joanna. I think her last name starts with an M or a K. But she's an amazing portrait photographer. And her photography is very like, what's the word? It's very fantasy-like. The portraits, are taken with like big crowns, and then they are taken in like these sort of cloudy backdrops in her studio, and it's amazing because although she's a photographer, she's very well known for her colors and her use of colors. And I watched this like hour and a half, almost 2 hour long sort of discussion or seminar that she had on color and her take. And she used paintings for examples.
Wow, I love
And I was
that.
just like, whoa. I was like, I didn't really think of looking into paintings as inspiration behind colors, because I've always, as a photographer, I was aware of, color theory and stuff like that, but I was never really experimental with colors. I always just thought, you know what, I want my subject, I want the look, and I want, the space to all sort of be cohesive with each other. I want to tell a story in that manner, but to tell a story with just colors alone, that's a whole different ball game for me, and I think that's so beautiful.
Oh yeah, I feel like oh
Sorry, ladies and gentlemen.
in art school I had this one teacher that her and I would just butt heads, and I think I remember I had a conversation with her. I was just like, well, how can you judge my work? Like, it's my expression,
Yeah.
so
Art's very subjective.
there you go. That's what I was thinking. It's very subjective. And yeah, she got me very upset because it just felt like I wasn't good enough. But I mean, I overcame it. And I feel like painting, puts you in an optimistic attitude.
Yeah, for sure.
'Cause it lets you clear your mind, think about things that you were kind of sorting out, and it just puts you at ease, It relaxes you. It resets you. And once you're reset, you think of things in a better way than, chaos. So I definitely think if you're ever feeling kind of like not in control, you should paint.
Yeah. Yeah. And someone that I absolutely love as a painter is Jim Carrey.
Oh my God, yeah, when I found out he was a painter, I was like,
that's so sick,
that's
isn't
what's
it?
up.
Yeah, I know. I thought that was absolutely beautiful. I was like, wow. And he's like, yeah, it's just a way for me to escape. And I was just like,
I love
gosh, you're such a
that.
beautiful man.
I love that.
And you have such a sense of humor.
Yeah,
What
he's
more do
so
you need?
funny.
He really is. But yeah, I just love, and same thing, like going back to The Great Wave, how that photographer was just sort of touched and inspired by that painting. Like, it just goes to show that, you can intertwine different art mediums, and you shouldn't be afraid to try something new just because you haven't seen it done before. And you don't know if you can accomplish something like that. Oh, wow.
Yeah, don't be afraid to get into things 'cause you're not sure where it's going to end up. And most of the time, you're probably going to figure out something about yourself.
In the end, it's most likely going to work out,
Yeah, and just have fun with it. Don't be serious about it. I mean, we're not here to judge you, and I hope other people aren't either.
Yeah.
'Cause we're all just trying to get by. And who knows? Maybe it's something that you actually really do enjoy, And you won't know
You won't know until you try.
until you get into it. I did want to mention places you can actually paint in Chicago if you're in the area. Sorry, other states.
We're not too familiar where
just
else
Google
you can.
it.
Yeah.
I just wrote down 3. There's actually quite a few. I think there was about 9 places in Chicago. Most of them are up north.
Mm-hmm.
But these are actually near where we live, which is Pilsen. So the first one was Wet Paint Chicago.
Wet Paint Chicago. Where is that located? Do you know?
I did not write the addresses, but all of these you can find
Easily in the link down
Google.
below.
Yeah. This one is actually you can
Or
bring
Google, yeah.
your children, 'cause I know a lot of them are like wine and sip or paint and sip.
Yeah, it's true.
But this one actually they have all of these have websites. But this one you can actually bring your kids. So if you feel like they're getting bored, in a pandemic, I think it would be an awesome thing to take them to go paint. 'Cause I think there was like music, like a live band there as well. The next location is Chicago Sip and Paint. It's actually, I think it's down the street.
Yeah, I think it's really close to us, actually.
think it's on
If you're
18th.
in Pilsen, Sip and Paint is a really close location to you that you can go and enjoy. You know, a glass of wine and paint. Not that you can't do it at home, but it's always nice to get out. Just obviously in safe terms, be safe when going out. Social distancing is very important. But yeah, I remember we used to actually be by another one that was closer to 19th and Halstead, but I believe it closed down. VIP Paints. But if
Oh my
not,
God, yeah.
I think they did relocate, if I'm not mistaken.
Hopefully they did.
Yeah, not out of business due to COVID, 'cause that would suck.
Hard times, man.
I know. It's hard for everybody. Small business owners, you know, even people with jobs. It's hard for everyone alike. But yeah, what is
And
another
then
place?
the final one that I wrote down is called Color Cocktail Factory.
Color Cocktail Factory. What? That
Yeah.
sounds fancy.
So, if you are in the Chicago area and you're interested in painting, or if you have children, nieces, nephews, I think it would be a good idea to look into taking a day to go paint. I mean, it's there, you know. It's such a wonderful thing that people create businesses for other people to enhance their creativity. 'Cause a lot of people think it's like, oh, you're an artist? How are you going to make money out of that? But it's such an important tool, I think, an exposure to have in your life, because
It's not just
it's
money.
hard.
It's not about making money either. You have to
you
enjoy
gotta
what you
you
do.
can't forget to not take things seriously, you know?
Well, life is serious.
I know everything is
But-
so serious, but you gotta learn to just have fun.
Yeah.
Even if you're 30, 40, 50.
I literally just found someone on YouTube who quit being
20.
a lawyer to be like someone who builds things.
And that's awesome.
That
And
is
you
so
could
cool.
you could just tell how much happier.
The gentleman was.
Yeah.
I was like, whoa, that's crazy.
And then finally, I did want to touch on, 'cause it's an exhibit that Enrique and I want to visit soon, because of the artists that we brought up here, is that the Vincent van Gogh Chicago exhibit.
Oh yeah.
That was the final thing I wanted to touch on. Yeah, they have their own website. All the info that you need. Tickets sell out quick, I noticed. 'Cause I believe for Chicago, it sold out as far as June. Only June has a few days. July and on it is still available, but tickets are going fast. But I wanted to mention him because I think his artwork is amazing. If you don't know much about him, this would be a great way to expose yourself to one of the most incredible painters that has walked on this world.
Very inspirational.
Very inspirational.
And I love that his not only artwork is in the exhibit, but his story, his history, you know, and how he's impacted the world with his work.
Yeah, I think some of our coworkers actually have visited already, and they said it was such an amazing experience. And I think it would be well worth it to make a visit if you can.
Absolutely.
But we're just about wrapping up here, aren't we?
Yeah. Sadly, I didn't get to actually use color in mine, but I don't know. I'm and you know what? It's funny. I'm not surprised either, because I thought, you know what? I'm gonna speed up my process in the beginning with the foundation and have more fun with the color. But
honey, not when you're crushed on time.
well, no, not just that, but I feel like I am the person to really focus on foundation and sort of fixate on the details later. That's the type of artist I find that I am.
Yeah.
You know, like, I just hate doing post-production work, especially like on video or in photography. If I can get it right in camera first before I take it to post-production, I'll be that much more of a happy camper.
Oh yeah.
You know
You're
what I mean?
Definitely that. Yeah.
But I'm also the type of guy that likes It's simple. I'm black and white. Like my clothes, all black. My camera gear, all black.
And I'm the opposite. I'm his. Wait, what part of yin and yang are you? The black.
Yeah, I guess. Or
I'm the white. I'm a blank canvas, so I love color.
This is true.
I love filling in and using all sorts of colors. I think it's fun. But I did have a phase, and I still think that I do. I love the contrast of very, very dark with just bright white. Loving that contrast between the two, because there was a moment in my art career journey where I only used black, grays, and whites, never color.
Why do you think that is?
'Cause I like to keep things dark, mysterious.
And it's funny because my photography is black and white.
I know.
But I do love colors. I do love colors.
I do enjoy,
especially
but
in my fashion shoots, you know.
oh yeah, definitely. But sometimes I feel like it get overstimulated.
With colors, yeah, and then
Mhm.
you just lose somewhat of the message behind the colors and stuff like that. All right, we're gonna wrap things up in about 2-3 minutes.
All right, I think I'm about done. This is crazy. Do I love it? I think so.
'Cause you are crazy.
Maybe that's true.
She said, maybe I am crazy. No, you're not crazy, my love.
You know, it's such a... You gotta be... Multitasking here is not that easy, y'all. Trying to talk while paint, like, and I already don't really paint that much. I'm pretty proud about this.
I'm very proud of what I'm accomplishing as well. Yeah, it is hard to multitask, but same thing with like with a client. Like when you're on a shoot, you have to communicate and be taking photos. You know.
Yeah, it's all about multitasking in life. You gotta just...
Oh no! I just realized something.
What?
So when I go off of my paper, I'm actually painting the cover of your notebook.
It's all good.
I'm
There's no boundaries when it comes to painting.
So sorry.
I like when things don't fit within the lines, so to speak.
Oh no, time is coming to an end. In just about 2 minutes, ladies and gentlemen, we'll go ahead and wrap up and showcase what we've come up with. Wow, I feel like I didn't really accomplish what I wanted to.
I may have just ruined it with what my finals I'm doing, but hey, whatevs.
I've literally just used black.
You know, we should paint more.
You know what? I agree with that statement. Wow. I'm just gonna leave this.
Yes, so.
Yeah, and at least add one color or two to the canvas, 'cause I believe it deserves some love of color. You know what I mean?
Don't forget to sign your name.
Oh gosh. Okay, fine. I'll do that now. Gosh, this is gonna be terrible. Boo 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 whoop.
I feel like I'm
My
on...
signature's so terrible.
I feel like I'm on a baking show. The time has
The-
run out.
The clock starts now. Oh no. This. Oops.
Oh, we forgot to put our aprons on.
It's okay. It's okay. 1 more minute, and we're gonna call it.
Yeah, let us know what you think. Do you guys like us, talking while also trying to be creative? I think that's such a cool thing.
Do you have red?
I changed it into pink, but it's a little bit right there.
Oh gosh.
You want me to pour it on for you?
Yeah, just a little bit. The clock is running out.
And we got to be careful because we got a lot of electronics here.
Oh my gosh. In front of us, yes we do. Thank you for the red.
Yeah, it looks like we're using 2 different brands here. Oh. We have our acrylic, which is Utrecht. Is this one here. I'm not sure how to pronounce that. But then we're actually using watercolor paint or watercolor paint. Yeah, watercolor paint. These little ones here. And this
No way.
is Reeves. Has a little, looks like a little Dalmatian dog. They're just using these in this jar here that I have. And then I believe I got my paintbrushes at like Michael's or Joann's.
One of the two, right?
Yeah, one of these two.
Onto the red, and I'm done. Wow, the time is up, but I'm going to continue this party.
Wow, you're disqualified.
I am disqualified. Oh, gosh.
Just kidding. You know what would be fun? To paint with a guest.
Ooh, we can definitely do that when we have a professional painter on the show.
Maybe we can learn something like we follow after them. That'll be
Oh,
fun.
That'd be nice. All right.
Okay, I think I'm done.
One more.
I don't know how I want to do my signature.
I already did my signature, and it was very poor. I am done. Some of you will take notice. There's this famous painting, but I am ready whenever you are.
I am ready to go.
All right. You want to show yours first? Ta-da!
It's a bit dark, but it's just the back of a girl's
Oh,
head.
there you go.
Oh, there you go.
Beautiful. Yeah. Well, you know what? Let's go ahead and show the image that it was inspired by.
Oh, okay. Are you gonna share my screen?
Yeah. Yes, ma'am.
Oh,
Let me know when you have it on there.
Hold on. I think I exited out.
What?
It's okay. Do 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 do.
Ready? 3, 2, 1.
Oh, yep. That's it. I don't know. I started finding these photos of the back of the girl's head.
Mm-hmm.
And it just so artistic. I love all the colors. Hair accessories is such a huge thing in my actual closet. And the colors were actually inspired by mixtures from the paintings that we chose. So Starry Night, the cafe,
Oh, yeah.
which had the blue and the yellow. I really enjoyed it. And then I have a little bit of red. But yeah, I took a little bit of inspiration from the paintings that we mentioned earlier. And yeah,
Mhm.
this is
The final product.
the final product. It's not the best. Please don't be mean to me in the chat.
And then I'll go ahead and show mine in just a second. Here, can you type this in Google so I can sort of show? Oh, this is what mine was based off of. So mine was sort of based off of this painting here. What's it called? There you go, that one. We'll go ahead and share the screen. So this is the
Actually,
no,
we're gonna
there
see
you go,
the artist.
right there.
Yeah, Piet Mondrian.
Mondrian. Piet Mondrian. Yeah, so that's sort of the approach that I took. Literally, my signature's on the corner. I didn't want to write my signature 'cause I knew it was gonna. But I like that how half of it was like sort of. I mixed the shapes.
Wow, this is different from any of the paintings. What made you think of this?
'Cause I love abstract paintings. Like I
Aw,
love.
it.
Thanks. It was literally
Wow.
like. Hold on. Let me go ahead and show it again.
There you go. So that's the
Spot the
famous
similarities.
painting. Yep.
Yeah, squares. And yeah, I thought, why just stick to squares and why not throw in circles and triangles?
But you know
I mean?
what?
And I
Like,
mixed all three of them together, so it wasn't like your traditional squares on this corner, triangles on this corner.
it's so you though because it is abstract, but it's structured. You're all about like structure. You keep things in line, in place.
What? Did you just
Did I just reveal your darkest secret?
darkest secret?
Aw,
Yeah,
job.
I'm really happy. Let's show both of our paintings. But yes, ladies and gentlemen, these are our paintings. Today's episode was definitely over 30 minutes. We wanted to keep it an hour, but It is what it is. We're super happy that you can join us. If you like what we did, go ahead and
Gives
leave a like,
us a thumbs up.
a thumbs up, share with your friends. And if you guys want to see us do something more like this, behind the scenes on a photo shoot, you know,
Oh yeah. I like that idea.
yeah, we also
We want to be more interactive.
right, and we also, you know, we're still working on reformatting the show, and you know, that's to come. We just want to tease you guys about it, but we can't tell you what it is because we definitely want you guys to be surprised. But anywho, this was episode 13 of Quit Playing. We're your hosts.
Quit playing.
Oh no. Oh, I'm so sorry. If you guys know who I am, I'm live with Enrique, and I'm frequently on Quit Playing. This
It's
is
okay, it's
mixed. My head is just everywhere right
I
now.
know.
This was an episode.
You smell that pizza. You said.
It's time to get off the show. This was episode 13 of Mixed Media. We're your hosts, live with Enrique,
Ariana Villalon.
and we will see you guys next Tuesday.
Bye.
Peace.